Hey y'all, Jason here with Dirt Race Life. Alright, so we ran our B main last night and just totally honest, y'all know how I am. We just did not at all do what we need to do. To be honest, I am disappointed. It's been studying the footage this morning and looking at it, and I mean, we started in the middle of the pack and just fell to the back. We started on the inside and really did not have the car working the way I needed to for that. Fell straight to the back. But yeah, it was like I had the right setup for the top, but not the right motor. I had the right motor for the bottom, but not the right setup. And so it was disappointing. I've got in-car footage about halfway through, and then I get mudded out. But Rachel got the whole thing from the outside, so we're going to show it both ways and just cut across from one to the other when we get to it. And then stick around. I got some closing thoughts. Had a good friend sent me a message where he's been studying my video, and I think he's right. So I want to talk about what I think still needs to be done on my setup to get us up to that next level. Really glad we're doing these Southern Street Stock Nationals. Disappointed in how we finished, but boy, are we learning a lot. So y'all check this out.
Austin Peavy, 24 North Carolina driver, takes home that victory. Hayden Moran, Trevor Wood at transfer. 58 Maine, Dylan Scott, Michael Williams, 10-15, just on the outside. Everybody else will go to.
All right, y'all, that's pretty bad right there. I didn't even realize that we were just at dead last in that B main. And the car, the funny thing is I'm learning, okay? And I haven't been in a coal car before this year like this. I mean, when I ran coal cars many years ago, it was junkyard stuff, taking torches, cutting springs down, that kind of stuff. And, you know, I'm at a point now where that I am really getting comfortable in the car. And the car seems to be driving and rotating good and everything, and so I'm thinking, you know, hey, I'm really getting there. I'm really getting there. And the reality is that there's still a lot of work left to do, because we may have the car turning and I may be getting comfortable in the car, but that doesn't mean that I'm where I need to be on having this car digging like it should and making it through the corner as fast as it can. And so that right there, that was a reality check for me in that B main. Ryan Sawyer sent me a message yesterday, and I didn't get it. There's no cell phone service at all at Why Not. And I didn't get it until afterwards, but he's a modified driver. He's just a fantastic modified driver that runs at a local track with me. And won some track championships and stuff. And he was telling me, you know, that the chains might be hurting me in this situation. And he made a lot of sense because, you know, like every time I've went out on a hooked up heavy track and stuff. The way the car felt to me when I was up on the top, if I really stayed in the motor and everything, I felt like the car got over on the right rear and kind of stabilized, and then it was like I was just on the throttle, on the cushion, off. But, you know, I was on a 633 gear with my motor, and it's like it was just doing all it was doing. I felt like if I'd had more motor, the car would have pulled off the corner faster, all right? And so I say, okay, well, then I wasn't right for the top. But setup-wise, it's like it was rolling in, it was getting there. Now, the question is, was I having to do too much work and taking too long getting the car to initially set and get that dig going on that right rear? So there was time loss right there. That could have been going on the top, you know, where that, you know, as I go in, I'm lifting, I'm braking, and I've got a couple of rounds of rear bias in the car, and so I'm getting the car to rotate, and then I'm setting and going. And there was some laps where that I was able to just flat foot through. And when I would get it right, the car would just sail all the way around. And I could see I would close the gap. But then at other times, it was, you know, I would brake check to do it. And it was depending on like exactly where I was in my line. Some of that's experience, y'all. It is what it is. But a couple of times when I tried to not brake check or trail brake in, I would blow through the cushion a little bit. And if you notice, the first time I went to the top, I blew right through the cushion and just opened up like a 3 or 4 car gap immediately when I did that. Now, I think the car needed to be a little bit freer in order to solve that problem. I think I was right. I think the chain on the right rear was fine, and I think that my spring and my spring rubber and everything was fine. But the car needed to be a little bit freer. So here's the question. I've got the right front preloaded now, you know, and it's holding, so I'm holding the right front down with some preload in. I got like, how much? Probably a ½ inch of chain of preload in that. I don't have it measured because I've been doing it here at the track. I got to get back in the shop and measure all that and see what's going on. But was that hurting me on the top? You know, on the bottom, the same deal, but I think it was worse as far as Ryan was pointing out to me that there was and this is not even from this race, this is from previous ones. I've got too much delay going on from the time I lift and I start turning left to the time that I'm in the throttle and the car is really digging and cooking, you know, coming around the turn. See, it's feeling a lot better to me because, you know, I feel like now the car's going where I want. Now in the apex of the turn that, you know, it's really turning and I'm in the throttle. There's no doubt I'm in the throttle more than I was, but I'm not in the throttle as much as these guys are. Steering wheel too far to the left, too much of the time showing that the car wasn't free enough for those track conditions. And I don't know exactly, I know it's much better than it was. I think my shock package now, by tying the left front and the right front down, is better. So the question is, do I go up on the right front spring rate? Do I preload the right front more? You know, I've got to really get this solved. I'm not going to get it solved on this video right here. This is at the hotel room in between the races. But I'm looking for feedback on this. So we've got to get that sorted out. You know, like I said, it's good. I'm really happy with it. But that next level is going to take me solving this. Now, here's where we're at. So tonight I'm running a non-qualifier feature race. We're going to run all the laps we can run while we're down here because everything we're doing is helping us. Hit the subscribe, of course. Thumbs up if this is helpful to you or if you're enjoying this content, because I appreciate it, y'all. See you next time.